Hello and welcome! Let's talk about the new Barbie movie. So the new Barbie movie was actually a surprise to me. I enjoyed it more than I was expecting, and this was amazing. First of all, it was full with nostalgia, and I was as a child a Barbie fan. I had so many Barbies. I had Barbie Dream House. So for me in the beginning, especially the first part of the movie, was really the part full with nostalgia and like the different Barbies, different styles of Barbie, different dream houses, and like that was really like flashback, 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 which was like wonderful. But it was not just about nostalgia, and that was what made it so amazing. It had so many hidden messages, let's say. It was like it has something more, and this was what made it amazing and made it better than I was even expecting it. So it was not a children movie, I should say, and I was positively surprised when I saw that there are not so many children, or there are not at all children in the cinema. And yeah, it is a teenage, maybe I guess the youngest I've seen in the cinema was like 17, 18, which is, I think, a good age to watch this movie. The choice of actors and actresses were like really good. I would say Ryan Gosling was like made for a Ken. So, I mean, if someone would tell me a Ken in real life, I would say Ryan Gosling, and he nailed it. He was really amazing in it. And Margot Robbie, she was as the stereotypical Barbie, which means like the blonde, thin, and like the one that we all had when we were young, or most of us had when we were young. And she was also amazing in this role. So I would say that the choice and the rest of the actors and actresses, they were all wonderful. There's no one that I say that I think they could choose another person who was better. Alan was good. Like every person who was playing in it was nailing it, and that was amazing because these actors and actresses can really change the quality of the movie, of course, and that's why it was like amazing. So they were really nice to translate the Barbie dream world into the real world. So I mean, they were like showing how would it be when we were playing with the Barbies, like when we were putting a Barbie down from the dream house to the car, for example. It looked like the Barbie is flying. So they were really translating it, or like with the shower, or like the fun fact that everything was empty when they were eating, like when she was drinking, for example, oranges or milk. The glass itself was empty, so she was like acting like she's pouring into the from the pocket into the glass, but it was empty. So these things was really interesting. Or like the funny thing is that the pool was flat, so everything, they had water, they had ocean, but everything, they could walk over the pool, and they were really walking over the pool. And it was just like somehow like a child who is playing with a Barbie house. So they were really doing well in like translating this world also in the real world. So the movie starts with saying like how Barbie changed the world, and the thing that also I liked was that they didn't just like in the beginning they were just like talking about this like amazing, like they didn't say revolution, but like the revolutionary thing that Barbie brought with itself. But afterwards they really saw that it was not just positive aspects that Barbie brought, and also negative aspects. But in the beginning they started to talk like how Barbie changed the world, and like of course in the Barbie land all of the focus was on Barbie, and the Ken is there, but yeah, he's just there. So even like me, I had like, I guess, I don't know, like 20, 30 Barbies and like one Ken. So it was just like this unbalanced way of like paying more attention to the Barbies rather than Ken was just also like in the movie so obvious, at least in the Barbie land. But afterwards, like they saw that in the real world is actually the other way around, that later on we will talk about it. So they were showing it in this way that Barbies are reacting to what is the emotion of the person who is playing with the Barbies. So this Barbie of our story, our stereotypical Barbie, she was starting to have some negative emotions and just like think that she had like some thoughts about this, or like she had like problems with cellulite and these things that, yeah, this is just like a problem in the Barbie land maybe, or yeah, but in a normal life maybe it's like a normal life, especially cellulite. I mean, hello. So she was like facing these problems, and then she realized that if she wants to solve this problem, she should go to the real world, which is like our world. So, and Ken was accompanying her toward this travel journey, let's say. And then she came here, And then it was so funny because like Ken was just like, oh, now I know like how to act like a man. And he started to like collect some books and like read books about horses. And like he was just like, I'm going back to tell the other Kens and like the guys there like how to be a real man. And like he went back to show the guys how to be a real man. And that's how the catastrophe happened, because they were like changing from Barbie dream world to Ken world. What was it? Mojo Dojo Ken house? I remember. Well, it was just like they changed the whole idea, and then they changed the whole system to men system, which is more like a system that we know about, let's say. Maybe not that extreme situation, but still. But yeah, so it changed in that direction. And that was what I liked about the movie, because it had some hidden stories that was making you to think about stuff, like the fact that it was now the Ken world and not the Barbie world. So what was the reason why when Ken had a travel once to this world, suddenly everything changed? So, you know, these are some hidden hints that, not so hidden actually, but these are some hints that make people think about it, and I found it quite positive. Or for example, that was another example that I saw that, oh, Barbie had done so much for women, and like throughout the movie they saw that it is not necessarily true actually. And these things were so interesting for me to watch, because yeah, exactly, it is not necessarily true, but it is interesting that they were also mentioning, they were not just like a movie that was just praising Barbie and like how much Barbie was just like appreciating women and these things, but they were just seeing like the real world and the Barbie world are really somehow contradicting at some points and at some times. Nothing stays perfect. Even a perfect world would not stay perfect. And I think it is so good to know, so good that even like the next generation would know that even a perfect Barbie land, a perfect dreamland would not stay perfectly, because the life is like this. And this was a nice second message also, even from a movie which is just like full of fantasy and like fun and everything. And this was good to like give to the next generation also. Another cool thing is that they incorporated some Barbie outfits in the movie, and this is amazing. I mean, I didn't know, of course, all of the Barbie dresses, and like when I came out of the cinema, I started to Google to see the Barbie dresses, and it was surprisingly like similar, or most of them were similar to what they were wearing in the movie, and this is so amazing. You know, there are some like little points that when a filmmaker or like in a movie, when they pay attention to it, suddenly it brings the level of the movie even one more level high. And this was one of those moments for me that I was just like, ah, they paid attention to such details, and I like it, because exactly, there were like some dresses that I knew from like past or from my Barbies, and like there were some that I was just like, it looks good, it looks like a Barbie dress. And then they were actually really the dresses that the Barbies were wearing, and this is amazing. And another thing that was good, it's that they brought a rather older lady, and they said that she was like the inventor of Barbie. First of all, for me, it was so interesting to even like know that a woman was the inventor of Barbie. I mean, I was playing with Barbies, but I have never did research about Barbies. So, and the first thing that I did also when I came out of cinema was like to see if this woman is really the inventor or they used an actress. So they used an actress because the lady who was the inventor died early 2000, but still they were really similar in face also with each other. And I mean, I'm a geek, so I like to go deeper to it, so I read so much about it, like what was it like. And it is like really good that they bring like in the movies also some part of the real facts or like histories about it, that it really gives something to a person also, like it adds a little bit. I mean, it's not a knowledge that if you don't know you're missing something, but in general you have played with Barbie, so you should know a little bit also about the background of it, right? So this was also very interesting for me that they brought this part also to the movie. So in general, I would really recommend the movie. It was surprisingly better than I was even thinking, and positively surprising. And this is very good when a movie surprises you in this way. And I would really recommend you, if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. If you have watched it, write me in the comment what you think about it. Did you have Barbies? Did you like Barbies? What was your takeout message from the movie? Let me know. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and activate the bell. See you in the next video. Ciao!